Nothing. Clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective. So we quit. Or, if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, you commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day, you can skip a day or two. You know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape. It's not about the events. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency.
But more importantly, consistency, because without commitment, you'll never start, but without consistency, you'll never finish.
So this guy just passed me. He said, Goggins, just be average today. Some of you just don't understand. Some of you have been average for so damn long, you don't know what it is to do hard work. But there's a lot of you out there who want to be much more than average, but just don't know how to do it every single day, the grind. You need to find someone to oil those fucking gears up. So check it out. This is a mindset. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But there's a f***er out there who wants what you have, who wants the position you are, who wants the job you have, who wants the wife that you have, or the husband. There's someone out there hungry and wants everything you can have. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But if it is, it's gonna be your ass. So make that a motivation for you. Stay hard.
Some people it's attractive and they go, I want to do that too. Like, you seem pretty happy despite all the stress you're under. Like, how are you doing that? And I'll tell people that because I create my own bullshit, and my own it's way harder than whatever I'm facing in the world. And that's how I mitigate the stress of success and pressure and criticism and all that stuff. Like, I do to myself way worse than they're ever going to do to me. So that's how I mitigate it. Also, I calm my body. I calm my mind through calming my body. And I calm my body through work. I make it work. And I make myself do things that are very uncomfortable, that I don't want to do. And by doing that, I develop this strength and perseverance. And some people hear that and like, I don't even want to nap, you're exhausted. Like, I'm not you, I don't do that. And it just like, it takes them away from that. And I'm like, you don't even have to do that. Mm-hmm. Just go for a walk every day. It sounds like it's easy to do, but there's when that walk comes and you look at your clock, oh, it's 8 o'clock, time to go for that walk. You're like, I don't want to walk. I would just rather play video games. I don't want to walk. I'd rather like read emails. I don't want to walk. I'd rather like scroll through TikTok. But if you just force yourself to go for that fucking walk every day, you will develop mental perseverance. You will develop some tenacity. You'll develop the ability to force yourself into work. And it doesn't have to be grueling. It just has to be a thing that you have to do.
Or it's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, when your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a fucking day where push comes to shove. Where being mediocre, being like average and shit just fucking burns and sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day. And you get off your fucking ass. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out. But you've never wanted to unwrap it because there's too much fucking pain and commitment. You were scared you were going to fail. You were scared if you started, you never finish it. You didn't want to tell anyone about it. You knew it was there, but you never wanted to embark on it until something fucking hits. You get fired or somebody else gets success, remind you of what you could have been. And then that fucking spark is born. And no matter what happens, I'm never going to be in this boat again. And you get up and you go, even if it gets knocked down, you just keep going, you're a wild man. And life has never been so sweet. That can happen at an early age, it can happen at a later age. It's going to happen to somebody no matter what's going to happen to you. And when it does happen to you, thank your lucky stars that finally you're alive. It's time to unwrap the potential you can be. Superior, man. It's within you. It's within every single one of us. And the people that have risen to that level were no different than any one of us. It's just they believed it and they were willing to work their fucking ass off to get it. It wasn't about the potential. It wasn't about the genetics. It was about the perseverance. And it was about being the hardest fucking worker in the room.
He's part of the human beings. It's part of me to be a human being and father as well. I always will commit mistakes, but I don't know, it's hard to tell you right now what's going to happen in the World Cup, because my focus is always for the World Cup, for the Portugal national. Proud of yourself and look in the mirror and say, listen, I give everything. And I think we have to believe on that. If not, it will be a nightmare. Sure, I'm in history of football, what I did and what I'm continuing to do. But one of the best players in history, for me, the number one in history. But for some fans, the number one, for other ones, the second, doesn't matter. I know I'm in history of football, one of the greatest ever.
When you have a tombstone, when you die and you have your own tombstone,
okay,
and it says, here lies Cristiano Ronaldo, how would you like to be remembered as a man? To write your own tombstone.
Sacrifice greater than reward. This is so true. And when you do these things, you'll start seeing that, okay, well, I used to do this. And when you go out and you don't do it anymore, it's very, very clear that you've made the right decision, because your friends will still be doing that. And you'll find yourself that you don't fit in with the crowd anymore. You just don't fit in.
Do you want to be the best?
Yeah.
I read something where you said you want to be best defender, best shooter, best. How do you avoid complacency as an individual when everywhere you turn, you're the man, you're the number one sophomore in the nation? What pushes you to continue to get better?
You know, every day you gotta go out there and work, because there's someone out there working too. And if you stop, I think they can pass you up. So every day, my coaches push me, I push myself, and my teammates push me. My mother brought me up real good. And it's pretty easy, because the way I was brought up, that she taught me so much things besides basketball. And that helps me be level-headed.
If all you guys are going left, it's that one person who say, you know what, left's not the right way, I'm gonna go right. Who didn't follow the crowd. That person who's not afraid of doing what they believe is right in their heart, and not following someone else because someone else said, let's go this way, and they agree with everybody. I don't like yes men or yes women. If you're right, you're right. We're gonna follow you. But I like people who stand for something, they believe in something, and this is the way I'm gonna go whether you like me or not. And that's what it's about.
Of happiness and fulfillment and what you really need to do in order to feel satisfied in life. Camaraderie, love, family, friendship, struggle, testing yourself, learning, all those things are imperative. They're all a giant part of being a person.
I watch these movies. I talked about Rocky last time I was on here. I always equated training to mental toughening. Like, it always looked brutal. People waking up early and doing all these things, and it looked horrible. I was like, wow, man, I gotta start doing that. Not to get better, bigger, and stronger, but that is what's gonna build me. That looks uncomfortable. That looks brutal. And getting up early, I don't wanna do that. So I made this long list of things I don't wanna do. And through that, I found myself. I started, I'm like, you guys aren't doing this shit in high school. You guys aren't getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, running over here in this golf course. So I started seeing myself very differently than the average human being. I was like, hang on a second. I have something they don't have. And that's when I started to develop these things through working out. It was this great, never-ending work ethic. And through work ethic, I developed self-esteem.
The biggest crisis facing young people is mental health. And what we're not talking about is the best way to combat mental health problems. I'm not talking about diagnosable mental illness. I'm talking about clinical depression and things like that. I'm talking about this epidemic of anxiety. And I think we're going about it completely the wrong way. So I would like to have the mental health debate completely reframed into a constant barrage of influential, high-profile people talking about mental strength and resilience and thick skin and dealing with life's problems. I'd like the Rocky Balboa speech to his son played on loop in schools every morning at assembly. I'm serious, right? Instilling kids that normal life shit is not life-ending, right? Because what's happened in the last few years, the more I've noticed that we talk about everyone being mentally ill and suffering from acute anxiety, kids being depressed and all these things, the more we've talked about it, I've just noticed the more of it there's been. The more anxious they've got, the more depressed they've got, almost like they're all kind of wallowing now in this world of misery
They're constantly being told there's things wrong with them, rather than celebrating what might be right about them.
The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer. You have to suffer. You have to make that a tattoo on your fucking brain, so when that hard time comes again, you don't forget it. You have to struggle. You have to struggle. The bigger the struggle, the bigger the peace. The bigger the suffering, the more peace.
A lot of people talk about motivation, or they talk about discipline. No one talks about diligence, right? Diligence is showing up and executing at a high level.
Amen, brother.
And that's the third part of the equation. We move from motivation, which is, we kind of do shit when we feel like it or when we don't feel like it, to discipline, which is, I do the things that I need to do even when I don't feel like doing them, all right, because my discipline is strong. And then we move into diligence, which diligence is I do what I don't feel like doing very fucking well all the time. And this is the three parts of achievement that you have to move through as a human.
Crazy psychotic brain that I've developed. How can I give him that? So I sit down with Jennifer for years and write down perform without purpose, callous your mind, armor your mind, the cookie jar.
I'd say just listen to yourself. Don't listen to anybody else, not one person, because God forbid anything went wrong. You can't blame other people and start pointing the finger. Always know that you're only to blame yourself because you made that decision. And whatever you do in life, never regret it. Never if, buts, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Give everything while you can, when you can, and leave nothing behind.
So never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. Keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8.
It is hard. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2-a-days.
But the biggest key to success in anything you do is you got to have an unlimited supply of you. This drive and passion, and it may come from nothing. Like for me, there was no passion, no drive, no nothing. But I had this fire that I'm going to be somebody. And it has to be there because on all those bad days and all those days you don't want to do shit, you have to be your own motivator, your own coach, your own trainer, your own everything. So to do that, you have to come into work, and work is whatever your work may be, ready to go.